Hello everyone. Happy Independence Day to everybody who are in India and outside of India, those who are belongs to our nation. And same to you, Cathy. How are you? How it is going on this
I'm
particular
fine.
Saturday? Yeah.
Good.
Okay. Did you seen that flag hoisting in Pondicherry? Because you are in Pondicherry now. I am in Tamil Nadu.
No, I didn't go anywhere for flag hoisting.
Oh, okay, okay. So here it was a celebration because this is the first time Vijay is hoisting the flag in Tamil Nadu. So it was a celebration in Chennai. So all over the area, you can't imagine the people, they are rushing to the secretariat today.
Usually, I used to
Okay,
go to
so
college for flag hoisting, Republic Day and Independence Day, but today I didn't go.
okay, okay, okay. So that's great that today it's an 80th Independence Day to our nation, the India, the Bharat, whatever what we say officially. So here on this special occasion, on the special Remembrance Day, we have a special topic also because this is common for everybody else. It is not for me, not for the Cathy. It is for everyone to say no to somebody else. Like it is very difficult for us saying yes, yeah, I can do this one, I can do that one, I can ride a bike, I can ride a car, but saying no for some particular thing in a profession, not only in nursing, in each and every departments, in each and every profession, people struggles to say no to the opposite member. So that is our today's topic. And so as usual, Cathy, we are going with the VC's Connect today. So we are starting. I'm just going to ask you just two questions from my end. And it will be like, are you comfortable saying no when you don't want to do something? For example, if you don't want to attend this podcast, but you are okay, fine, okay, today I need to attend it. So, like example, I gave example to you.
No, I'm not comfortable all time saying no. It depends upon
Okay.
the person opposite to me because if it is a family
Hmm.
member who is asking for something, I can't obviously reject at the first.
Hmm.
So I'm not comfortable saying no all times.
Okay, all the time. Okay, fine, fine. So this happens for everybody else. No, it is not only for you, for me also. Saying no, or we will have that kind of thing. Okay, if I say no, what happened? What my father will think? What my mother will think? What my son or daughter or wife will think? So this happens to me also sometimes. The second thing I need to ask you is: have you ever said yes to something and later regretted for that same?
Yes, the first question even answers it. Since I am not comfortable saying no, I say yes and then I regret when
Okay.
I'm not able to complete what they ask. I say yes and I'm not able to finish what they do, what they want, or I'm not able to give them their time. Then obviously I regret. Oh, why did I
Yes,
say yes?
this usually happens in our professional life. Like when you are working as a nurse and somebody asks you, okay, can you go for a night duty today? So, can you manage my night shift? We will say yes. And when we reach the ICU or the ward, we will have a two times a multiplying of our patient where you could not manage those 10 patient or 15 patient in a night shift. So that's what I usually regret for the same when my friend, if they are not coming, I will say, okay, I will take care of that and I will move to the sixth night shift. And that sixth night shift, we will have a many kind of surgeries. It, that the post surgeries cases will be coming to my ICU on that particular day. This happens to me also sometimes.
I always wonder why is that last night very hectic? Because obviously the first few nights will be relaxing and the last night will be very busy.
That is the fate of nursing. So whenever you have a four night shifts or the sixth night shift, what happens at the last particular day and the first day will be hectic for us. So we will start with the hectic and we will wind up with the same hectic kind of patients. Okay. So I need to understand something, Kathy. So this is a normal talk when we say like I am very afraid of saying and I am very fear that if I say no to somebody else, no to me, what they think about me. But what is the understanding about this saying no? What exactly the boundaries meant? if what you will say, like if I have these kind of healthy boundaries, that may move my words to say no. Sometimes we will not be in the situation to say no. Okay, we will not be in the situation to say yes. So this happened to everybody else. So what does that healthy boundary mean?
Okay, healthy boundary is something where I should end and the other person begins. That is what healthy boundary. Like my uh,
Mhm.
space is ending and the other person's space is starting. So that is where we have healthy boundary. So, how
Okay.
to clarify that healthy boundary is we have lots of types of boundary. Like, majorly, we have four types of boundary: one is physical boundary, emotional boundary, time boundary, and material boundary. So,
I
physical
know only
boundary.
one boundary. It is between India and Pakistan and India and China. That is a one healthy boundary I know. But you are saying the multiple kinds of boundaries. It is very new to for me also. Please explain about that.
Okay, when it is about physical boundary, a healthy boundary is when I don't feel uncomfortable by someone else physical touch or physical contact with me. So that is what
Okay.
I mean by physical boundary. So if I'm not
Mm.
comfortable, then I have to set my boundary for it. It can differ from person to person. My boundary it is not limited to like boundaries not surrounding ourselves with a wall and just distancing us from other people. It differs from
Okay.
people to people. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that is what is physical boundary. So coming to emotional boundary, there are lots of people they think like emotionally distancing themselves make them feel make others feel like they are very courage and they are very some big personality. So they emotionally detach themselves from others. Like what if I mingle with others, they might see like I'm easygoing, I'm jovial. So to set that boundary, they emotionally distance people. But that is not actually emotional boundary. Emotional boundary is when you are exhausted, you're not able to take things. Your mental well-being is affected by that incident. That is what you have to keep up the emotional boundary. Not always you need to be emotionally distant from one person. Next is time
Okay.
boundary, giving your time for others. Like, for example, if I have my own week off and I want to enjoy it for myself, but someone else is calling me, can you just join me here or there, somewhere? So that is time boundary. Sometimes we can't say no. It depends upon the person asking, or it depends upon why they are calling us to be with them. So it depends. So that is what time boundary. And material
Okay.
boundary is like using my materials, like my things, what I possess. It can be my mobile phone, my watch, my dress, anything. So that is what some people will not feel like sharing anything with others. So it's not like they are selfish, they don't give it to others. They do have their own personal thing. Like they don't use people, like they don't like people using their things. For
Okay.
example, take a lipstick. So using it
Mm.
on others and using it for me again, I wouldn't prefer that. So that is what material boundary. In case of nail
Okay.
polish, I will not say anything. I just give it off. Whoever asks, I will give it. So that is what is
Okay.
material boundary. So physical boundary, emotional boundary, time boundary, and material boundary is very necessary. And emerging boundary is digital boundary.
Mm-hmm.
For this era, digital boundary is very essential. That is setting boundaries in social media. And the
Yeah.
content we expose to social media, everything has to have some limits. So that is
Mm.
what this all takes a healthy boundary. Healthy boundary put
Okay.
together literally means having your self-respect while respecting others.
Okay, in a simple word, it's like it might be my emotional stability, it might be my material, it might be what I'm thinking, what is the rule I'm making, but it is not a kind of a word, especially people say that as a selfishness. So this is
Yes.
also called as boundaries, which I'm setting my boundaries so I can work up to this time. For example, if you are a nurse, you're coming to a morning shift by 8 a.m. morning. It is not the exact 8 a.m. you will be stepping into the ward or ICU. It is like 7 a.m. you will be entering and you will be checking the inventory and everything 1 hour before. But when you ends the timing of the morning shift, for example, it is a 2 p.m. Exactly 2 p.m. You are not going out of the ward or the ICU. It might be the 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. Sometimes that happens because my another friend, my another nurse who wants to take the handover is coming late there. So there I can say that this is my time limit. I can stay here for half an hour or 1 hour maximum. So this might be one particular day I can be okay. I can stay there for 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. If something it is happening for the more frequent days, what happens? There is a way we need to set the boundaries, right, Kathy?
Yes, yes, of course.
Yeah. Okay, fine. We understood how the setting about the boundaries and how it works out. But I need to ask you one thing. If somebody is asking me, okay, please continue the afternoon shift along with the morning shift. So why it is making me to say no to the others? So what exactly happening here for me?
You're not able to say no to others. You're
Yeah.
continuing it.
Yes.
That is because,
It
we
is
are all
difficult for me to say
people.
no, right?
Okay.
If
Why
you
it
are
is
asking,
difficult to
Catherine is
say
coming
no?
for the, yeah, I will give a simple example. I'm in the morning shift. Cathy is coming in the afternoon shift. But Cathy has some personal issue. She is little bit upset about some personal matters, and she is calling me and she is telling, okay, please continue VC for the second shift also. I will manage it in the second time. But she is saying that okay, she will manage it in other day. She can compensate it other day. But even though I have another commitment, my wife is waiting for me, my daughter is waiting for me, but I can't say no to you. It is very difficult for me to say no. But I'm saying no to my family members. Personal things, I'm just affecting it. But my the professional connection, I am not saying no to the people. But I can say no to my family, my father, mother, my daughter, son, or wife, or husband. So anybody else. So why it is difficult for me to say no to the unknown persons actually?
Actually, that is due to fear of missing out, fear of
Mhm.
rejection. Where,
Okay.
what if I say no? They might not include me with them. As
Mhm.
colleagues, it is different for your family members. Whatever you do, they are at the end they are family. But in case of others, they are not family. So if
Yeah.
you, what if I say no and they don't help me the next time when I am in
Mm-hmm.
need?
Yeah.
So that
Mm.
one fear. And fear of
Okay.
rejection is like, what if they start rejecting me? What if they do not communicate with me?
Mm-hmm.
So that is again one fear. And
Okay.
sometimes people, like, they think, if I don't do, they might think that I'm not capable to do things. So they just take it. They don't say no. They take all the works and burdens given to them. So these are the main
Okay.
reasons why we are not able to say no. And sometimes it is very difficult. What we think is, we think like, we are social beings. What if I am in need and they don't help me? So we
Okay.
always put that thing in us, and we also have emotional attachment towards other people. Sometimes colleagues turn friends, families. So that emotional
Okay.
bond makes us to say no. And sometimes if your senior is asking, you can't say no when you are a
Yes,
junior.
obviously I
You
can see.
think
Yeah.
like, and sometimes people might think after one, initially you would have done that. One
Mm-hmm.
work was asked as a junior staff nurse. But after 2 years, when the same work is given to you, that time you feel the boundary is being violated because on and off the question is being done. They ask you to do B shift. But suddenly, what they think is, okay, he became a senior, he has 2 years of experience, so he is now rejecting. So those thoughts, what if they think, since I am a senior, since I got experience, I'm acting like this. What if they think like that? So the process is, what if they do? What if they reject? What if they don't speak with me? So those what this makes us uncomfortable to say no to others. But in case
Okay.
of family members, it is not the same way.
But I do have some personal and emotional connect with my family members. But here I can't able to say no. But there I am creating a connection between my colleague and me. But I'm struggling to say no. It's literally different core, Kathy. It's like here I am just ignoring my family and I'm just having a secondary connection with somebody else. Is that kind of boundary I'm keeping with my family? It is normal, or it will affect in future for me?
Actually, this will affect the family. But the thing
Mhm.
is, it's like you want to survive in that workplace, so you are not able to say no. Like in family, it is not the purpose of surviving. Whatever you be, you are accepted the way you are. But in your workplace, you have to survive. You have to prove yourself. So in that time, every chance you get, you try to prove yourself. So you don't say no at the beginning as a junior
Mhm.
worker. So as days progress, when you're exhausted with that, when you want to say no, you automatically think, I was doing that from the beginning. So
Mm,
why, if
yeah.
I say no, what will they think right now? So that is what is
Okay.
the thing. When you want to survive in your workplace, so you start doing every errand they give, and literally you get physically and emotionally exhausted at one point.
Okay, I'm just reframing the same question. If, for example, I'm just saying, okay, they will not think about me because she's my wife, she can understand me. But how long she will understand me? Understand about coming late from the hospital, coming late from the office. It is not the 1 day, 2 day. For the 2 years, 3 years, I'm doing the same, like coming late from the office and hospital, and I'm continuing the B shift along with the A shift or the continuous night shift. So here, the another human being is also affecting at the same way. But I can't say no to my manager. I can't say no to my nursing officer or my senior nursing officers. So here, the family is also going to affect in future. No, anyway. So
Of
they
course,
can't understand. They can understand for 2 years minimum. The same thing how it was okay practiced. I was practicing fine. I am getting salary fine, but getting only the salary will not fix my family. The happiness coming from the family. It is from the bond between my heart to their heart. So it may affect. No.
of course, yes. So you have to say no in your profession. Like the workplace
Mm.
boundaries should be set because
Okay.
one thing is you are exploited when you are given a lot of work.
Yes.
uh, Sometimes they pay you for overtime, but sometimes if it is not the case, and so you have to set your boundaries. That is what you have to set your boundaries at workplace. If
Okay.
you are asked for double shift, you have to say you should have informed me well in advance because I have other plans to do. So
Mm.
once you
Yeah.
start saying no, uh, the frequency of those work errands will get less, so that you get more time with your family members. And also, you
But
should make
my
sure your
improvement.
family gets the equal attention. Like if you take
Yeah.
a double shift, you take the day off the next day and you compensate it with your family members. You can't keep avoiding them for a long time. That
Yeah.
will end up
Yes.
with family disputes, obviously.
Yeah, yes, that's what I'm saying. Something here also it will happen if, like what you said, like somebody is exploiting me for many kind of things in my ward or ICU. I'm just going, I'm doing repetition of some works like cleaning the defibrillator, I'm checking the errors, I'm testing it continuously. It is from the day one till the 3 years I'm doing the same. But one particular day I'm saying no, I will not do it. So what happens to me? I will not get promotion next time because the work is given from my supervisor or some superior. So what she will think? Okay, 3 years he was doing. Now he is getting some kind of ego, and he's saying no to me. And what happens? Those who come now, the juniors, they will be doing the same thing, but she will be appreciating for the same work. But for the 3 years, what I'm doing, I will not get any appreciation. I will get only the word that called ego, right? So when it
One
is going to the family, also I got affected. When I'm going to my professional life, I am getting affecting from those kind of things. The managing this, it is literally difficult for a human being. If I'm not a human being, I can manage. Right? So if I'm a human being, I'm staying here, so it is very difficult. Yes, Kathy, yes, please.
I would like to teach you one phrase if it is so. You think you
Mm,
are senior, your ego hurts, if your supervisor thinks
mm,
so. One thing I used to say is like, let the juniors learn. So let them do it. So this will be
mhm.
a good way to escape from that. If only they start
Yeah.
doing it, I will teach them, I will guide them, I will be with them. Let them start learning so that even if I leave the
Mm,
job one day, they will be here, they will know everything. So this is the way you have to speak with the seniors. Not directly say like always you need not give explanations for saying no. I always say
mhm.
like no in the sense it's no. You need not explain yourself. Instead, you can give it in
Mm,
a one phrase. Like when I was a junior, I was doing this. So let them also learn from the day one. Let them start doing that. It's not like I
mm,
won't do. I won't do. It's different. And like the juniors learn is different. So the way we speak,
mm.
the phrase is only the difference it makes. It's not like we are really egoistic.
I think so. We need to go for some lectures like this so that only we can adapt to every question, how to handle that question. How, if I answer something to somebody else, it should not be hurt for them and for me also. So it is very difficult, yes. But when
Take
you
this
sit
one
and
phrase.
think something, yeah, when you sit and think, you can manage everything. That's a real point. But we don't have time to sit, right, Kathy? So from the morning till the night, we are just running, running, running. For when you sleep in the bed, also. In recently, my colleague said like she when she went to the bed to sleep, suddenly she told to her daughter that Mr. X, that is Mr. X is our manager, for example. So here she is mentioning the name of a manager in the house instead of saying daughter's name. So that much kind of the stress we are having when we are wanted to sleep for a healthy sleep. But even though we are having that kind of depression and the stress regarding the work, it is now recently I heard this news from my colleague. It was
I
like
in dreams all I used to get my principal advisors for coming. Did you complete this work? Did you do that?
oh,
So even in the college days when I was studying, did you complete this? Did you write this? So if
mhm.
any incomplete work is there, automatically we think about that while sleeping, before sleep. It will come in your dreams. This happens.
Yes, of course. Okay, Kathy. So now the boundaries at the workplace. It is very difficult for managing. And how can we set up boundaries at a workplace without damaging or destroying our name? Actually, sometimes what happens if I say no to somebody else, suddenly they will be thinking, okay, he said no, and he doesn't want to move or he doesn't want to work for this particular cause. But how I can say no without damaging this kind of professional relationship?
Okay, when you say no, you just directly say no. It is not like you need to explain yourself. So and
Actually,
so is
that is
happening.
difficult for everyone to say directly no to somebody else. No.
Learn to say no directly because you just give
Mm,
one line. For example, uh, I don't have time for that. Like if you are given overwork in the workplace, you are asked to do some work right now. So one thing
mhm,
how you can say no is, I'm already doing this work. So you want me to complete this one first or this one? So automatically he will tell, okay, you complete this one first. Let me have someone else assigned to this job. So
mhm.
this will be
Okay.
one thing you can say no.
Sometimes what happens, Kathy, for a joke, I am saying, they will say, okay, after completing this work, please continue this work at the late night and you can submit it tomorrow. This happens
No,
for many
you have
people.
to say no. My work for today, my work time is this much. I will work only till this much. If at all I have to do overwork, you have to pay me overtime for that. That you have to ask your thing, your case.
Okay.
And doing work out of your professional time, your work time, either you should be compensated or you should be acknowledged for that. So if you're
Yeah.
not acknowledged, you better not do that. That's all. You say no,
Mm.
and you should not give lies or laying excuses for not doing that. You be honest
Okay.
and truth. Like, this is my personal space. I have my family to spend with. We have planned a weekend, so I cannot do this. So
Okay.
you just,
Yeah.
instead of saying my mother is sick, I am not able to, I won't be, I have to take her to hospital. Instead of giving lies, just speak honestly the truth and say no. And if you are
Okay.
again piled with lots of work, you say like, I have already works to complete. This will even take this much days. So better you assign it to someone else. So you don't take no S and then you stand incomplete. That is
Mm.
what.
Okay. So I'm giving example, like think that I'm a manager working in an organization, for example. So because I don't want to specifically say somebody else. So I'm telling my team members I will not work after 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. So during the work hours only I will be working. Okay. Suddenly what happens? The emergency or urgent work came to me, and on that particular Sunday I need to submit it to my the senior head, somebody else in the office. So that time I am telling my team members, please can you share this file on Sunday, can you just work on this particular file so we both can work along the side so that we can complete it as soon as possible to submit the project. So the same boundaries I am creating priorly, but after that, when I am getting a work, I'm just making everybody to work on the beyond the boundaries. Right? This happened to me and everybody else. Not now. It is like previously when I was working in hospital, that was happened. So I'm just creating the same healthy boundaries. Okay, fine. This is my boundary, but I'm just moving out of my boundaries if something it is urgently came to me. So what kind of behavior or any kind of character misplacement or what you will say about this kind of condition and how I can manage it?
One thing, like, this is not something, when we are pushed to that position, we automatically take the role of the position. Okay.
Mm.
So it is not something your character changes or something. But you can
Okay.
manage it in ways by setting your boundary. How your task was assigned on a non-working time, behind your professional
Mm.
time, how the task was allotted to you. Through messages, through phone calls,
Okay.
through mail. So
Mm-hmm.
set the digital
Mm-hmm.
boundary. Don't check your phones on your holidays.
Mm.
You need
Okay.
not work. Just say, I
Mm.
don't used to check my phones on holidays, or I
Mm.
have a phone free Sunday, so I didn't check. It's
I
not
can
your
add some
fault. It's
point on
not.
this scenario, Kathy. You said
Huh?
the digital boundary. I'm just adding one more point to this particular scenario. You said about the digital boundary. So 6 p.m. I'm just going to turn off the WhatsApp. I'm not going to see any official message. But sharp 5:55 p.m. I'm just getting a message from my senior head that you want to complete this one. This was pending for the long day. Tomorrow is Sunday, and day after tomorrow it's an public holiday, for example. So what I will do now?
What you have to do is, if it was your fault for making it pending for a long time, you have to work on it. If it was not your
Okay.
fault, it was a last minute rush, then you say,
Mm.
this is not my work time, let's see it on Tuesday. You see the
Okay.
emergency of the need, whether the file is need very emergent, is it very urgent, then you
Mm.
think on working. You have to ask off, compensate you off for the extra time you work. So if
Okay.
it is not emergency, then push it to the Tuesday, the next working
Okay.
day you come.
Mm-hmm.
Once you
Okay.
ask compensatory of extra salary, obviously
Mm.
everything will be cut down. They won't ask.
Okay, it will be structured then. They will not message me after 6 or before 6 also. Okay, that's great boundary setting up now. So how can nurses? So now we are speaking about generally for those who are going to the office, those who are going to somewhere else for the business meet or something else. Also, it was like fine. So when I am working as a nurse, how can a nurse and the healthcare professionals, not only the nurse, this happens to the doctors, technician, technologists, everybody else in the hospital, saying no when they are already overwhelmed. So I already have a very big amount of files to complete. I am already have 6 to 8 patients to manage, but now they are sending another 30 patient to the ICU, and I need to pick 5 cases from the 30. So totally, I'm just managing 10 plus cases a day in a shift. So how I can say no to that particular situation because it was an emergency, but already I am overwhelmed. So how I can manage this situation?
One thing is you have to tell that there is staff shortage of staffs before the patients are
Okay.
shifted to your IC.
Mm-hmm.
So you just stop where it is, where the patient are. You have to stop them from being transferred in, or else you have to ask for resources, staff resources from other wards. Like we have so many patients, so we need extra staff. If at all
Mm-hmm.
you are assigned a plus one in between your work, like I'm already taking care of 7 plus 2 they are giving me. Just go speak with your senior. I have this much patient. The patient conditions are like this, so I have lots of work, medicines, routines, feeding, everything. So if at all the care which I give lacks, you should not blame me. I'll take the
Okay.
2 patients. But if I if I if I do any mistake, or if there is any what to say, near miss happening,
Mm.
then you should not blame me because it was your
Okay.
fault or overloading me. You just tell it straight.
Uh, so I'm just stopping you here, Kathy. I need to add one more thing that this was happened earlier to me. The same thing. What you said, something can be going wrong if you're going to give me more than 2 or 3 cases. So that time you can't blame me like that. If I'm telling to my senior, what happened that particular time, she was saying to me, "You came to nursing to do a service, not to deal along with me, and don't bargain like a fish market, fisherman's like." So it was like the hot conversation. It was went like that. So now they are stating me it is a service. You need to you need to give a care to a patient with the open-minded, wholehearted. I'm just going and I need to do within a shift. So how it is possible for me if somebody wants to define nursing to me, but they are against the nursing terms? So nursing, it is not like 100 cases. You can give a single nurse can give a service or you can give a care to them. It is a limitation. So it is not like a fish market that I'm bargaining with a fisherman that okay, give 250 rupees. I'm giving 250 rupees. You give a such a big size of a fish. Okay, so here also the same thing. I'm getting a salary, but suddenly they are defining the statement. It is called as nursing is as a profession. Nursing is like a service. Okay, so what I can do on that particular situation if they are adding these kind of points to me?
Okay, if they say nursing is service, you have to take care. Yes, nursing is
Mm-hmm.
service. I will take care. But what if I run out of time? So in
Mm-hmm.
particular 1 hour, you have to give medicine. You have to feed the patient. You have to give them morning care. It's
Okay.
not possible. You either give me some assistance or you reduce my patient. That is what you have to
Mm-hmm.
start saying no. Speak directly. Once you start accepting patients, you will be given patients. And then one day, when you were junior, you accepted. Now you became senior,
Yeah.
you are not. You are rejecting. It's not that you
Okay.
became female and you are rejecting. You are burning out. You are overstressed. You
Mm-hmm.
are overwhelmed. You are
Yeah.
exhausted. That's why
Yeah.
when you become seniors, you are totally drained of energy, so that
Mm-hmm.
you reject. So that is why I would like to tell everyone from the beginning, even set that boundary. Like if you are given extra work and extra, it's not only for patients. If you are given extra patients or if you are given extra assignments or projects, just say if the efficacy of the project, if the efficacy of my care, if the safety of the patient is put in concern, then you should not blame me. Are you taking responsibility for that? You have to
Okay.
ask that. Discuss everything then and there. It's not like you should bargain, you should argue. It is a clear communication with clarity. Make them understand that if I care for 5 patients, automatically the patient care quality will be lacking. So make them understand that it is not I am not willing to do any kind of service. It is that I will not be able to do a good service if I have lots of patients. That is what I have to explain to her.
Okay. Okay. Understood. Okay. So managing thing in nursing life is also a very bigger task, I think so nowadays. Yes. So now we were speaking about professional life for nurses and for the other professions also. When it comes to the relationship and when it comes to the family members. So I have a girlfriend and she is calling me for a night date, but today I have a night shift in the hospital, so I can't move there. Okay. So this kind of situation happens to me. Suddenly, my mother is calling me and she was telling, "Okay, VC, can you come along with me today? So we are just going to the market and we need to purchase some items because tomorrow it's one important special day. It is going to be happen." Okay. So like that, it was happening in my relationship life and the family life. So why it is saying no to the family members sometimes harder than saying to somebody else, okay, non-family members. It's something, it is a little bit difficult for somebody else, so why it is happening to me now?
That is due to two things. One is psychological and social. Like in psychological thing, we think, what if my mother thinks that I'm not obeying her? Many people, we have to understand the situation. Like we are grown ups. Many will think one particular thing. What I want to state an example is, you ask your mother anything. Like a particular time, a person would have helped me when I was damn need, so a person would have helped me. But when the person when I came out of the problem and I'm in a very good position now, so the person will tell he went to a good position, he's not caring for me. We can't always expect the same kind because we are growing. We do have some self-respect, some self-dignity. So
Yes.
that should be respected. When he was not having money, he was behind me. Now he's having money, he's not even respecting me. That's what parents will start thinking. When he was
Yeah.
younger, I was taking care of me and he was doing whatever I said. Now he's grown up, so he's not listening to my words. That is what our every no will speak to them. You are grown up, so you're not obeying me. You're like, if it is relationship, before saying yes, you were doing whatever I wanted, but after X, you are not accompanying me. You're not willing to say yes for whatever I ask. Not like that. They have to understand that we are grown up. We do have our own space, our own boundary, and it's not like it is not only physical boundary. We do have our personal boundaries, like we have our own time for us or for our friends or for our work, anything. So you ask your mother is calling out for a market and you have night shift or evening shift at the time. You should ask your mother, why are you telling this at the last minute? Can you go on your own because I have work now? It is that way you can say. Okay, that is what you. If it is a last minute thing, if she's asking a very long work, like she's asking on that day we have to go to a function evening, you can very well in advance change your shift, right? So when they are asking in last minute, tell them that you should have told me in advance so that I could have planned anything. I could have reworked on my schedule. Since it is last minute, I cannot cancel because you have given hope to someone else. So So last minute changes cannot be like there is someone else waiting for you there. Maybe patient or even your friends. Like you plan a trip with your family, and suddenly your friends are calling for a movie. You have to say no to your friends. You can't say, "Oh man, they are friends. Family will always be with me. Friends maybe they might go." So it depends. You have to say when they ask, why didn't they get the thought of you very long behind to ask you out? Why at the last minute? So that is what you have to set your own boundary. You have to have some self-respect. So anything asked at last minute, it is your right to say no. You need not push yourself and satisfy people. That is what people pleasing habit is just generally with us. We are trained in a way to please people, and family always says sacrifices build family. You have to sacrifice your time, you have to sacrifice your money, you have to sacrifice everything. So we are brought up in a culture that sacrifices and compromising is only a family. That is only a part of
Movies
family.
also state the same, Kathy. In movies also, if you see, they will be sacrificing their IAS thing and IPS thing for the family, and they will be saying. So what you said is right, absolutely. Yes, please continue.
So that is our culture. We are brought up in such a social society. So we are obviously we are in a niche to not to say no. But once you start clearing those air, you will automatically be able to prioritize your work, and you will be able to set your boundaries totally.
Okay. So now I could understand there are two kind of personality peoples are there. For example, they will say no to the family and they will be going to the friends or to the work perfectly. And the second kind of personality people, it's like they will say yes to the family and they will ignore the outsiders. So two categories of people are living in the world. I just can see them in my own eyes because whenever I'm just dealing with many students now, students sometimes what they will say is, no sir, I can go today because my family will not think anything. I'm open. Anything I can do, whatever I think I can do. Okay, so I don't want to say yes or no to my family. It is my personal thing and I can go. The another set of students are there, they will be saying to me like, okay, no sir, it is very difficult for me today and please shift it to the another day. And because my family members are waiting for me, my mother is waiting for me, my father is waiting outside now, so I can't stay more than after the A shift, I can't stay here for the long time. So this happens in the two different things. So that depends upon how they grown up, how they grow from the student life to the college and then the work life, or it has a different factors in it.
Of course, it is from the beginning. Like it is how it is the culture what they are being brought up. Like we are taught to prioritize family first, then we are prioritizing family. So
Hmm.
I don't say either of them is wrong.
Okay.
The person who's prioritized the family is having clear boundaries with their professional life. That is really very good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The second person is, I will not say that he's wrong, but one thing is like he is giving his time for other work. At last,
Okay.
he might not be able to set a proper boundary.
Hmm. Yes.
So it is not,
So.
it is the personality which will, though family brought up will be influencing it, but it is,
Hmm.
this person has correct boundaries and that person is not having, is not able to say no. That is what is actually you have to think. It's not about the family brought up or the way they have been grown. It's the way they are able to set their boundary. Like here, she
Okay.
is able to set the boundary. There, the student is not able to set the boundary, or he is not able to say no. He wants to please his sir. So he's becoming a social animal. What if I reject what my sir thinks bad of me? That is people pleasing. The guilt of
Yes.
saying no is actually he's not able to set his boundaries.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, I understood totally about this boundaries. Now it is like a professional life and the personal life. I'm just making a good boundaries for with me. but how I can make a boundaries along with my mobile phone, the social media scrolling, and everything. So it is very difficult. I can set a boundary with my works, perfect. I can set a boundary with my family members, perfect. But setting a boundary in the social media, it's literally nobody can't do it now in this particular era. So how do you think about this, and what are the things we can make it out to avoid this mobiles? Already we spoke many things about the mobile phones and digital usage in the previous episodes, but I need some crisp points from you, Kathy. What can be the person go with the digital and social media and set a boundary with the unknown members?
Okay. One thing is no phone zone. No phone zone in the sense
Mm.
a particular time you should be free of your phone.
Okay.
That thing should be very
So
thing.
do we need
And
awareness for that? Shall I stick to no phones in inside the bedroom, inside the bathroom stickers? For example, in the college, they will be mentioning like this is a ragging free campus. This is no smoking zone. So I think so that kind of awareness is also necessary for the human beings. Okay, totally. I'm just okay. Fine. I should not use the mobile phone in the bathroom. I should not use the mobile phone in the bedroom. Right. So I need to send some digital kind of photos can be stick on the wall wherever I'm just moving to avoid this digital media.
of course, it's not particular place. You can have particular time. What I mean by boundary, okay, having a cell phone free bedroom is very good, and actually I appreciate that. But particular
Mm.
time, you set boundary for the phone, so that will give you a space for your family. So that is where you
Yes.
set your first step in a digital boundary. That is saying
Okay.
no phone during like maybe from 6 to 8 or 8 to 9 or 7 to 9. No phone during dinner. No phone in dining table.
Okay.
So this is how you
Yeah.
set your boundaries. The
Mm.
next thing is stop receiving messages or stop replying messages out of your
Mm.
working time. Be it night
Okay.
9 a.m. Oh my god, my manager is messaging. If I reply quickly, he will be pleased. To please him,
Okay.
you need not reply back. You can reply back the
Mm.
next day morning.
But if I reply on that late night and he will be thinking, okay, I'm working and I will get a promotion also in my office, no? So why I don't want to reply to him?
It's not like your promotion is based on replies. It's based on your
But
competency,
people
your
think like
task.
that, Kathy. People think like that. Okay, if I reply back in the late night and if I send some message in my official WhatsApp group at 2 p.m. Sorry, 2 a.m. or the 3 a.m., then they will think like I'm working a lot day and night, and my manager will be thinking the same. Okay, he is doing the same. My colleagues also will be appreciating me how we see you are doing this kind of works in the late night and the day also. It is very, you are very talented, how it is possible. So now I can get some promotion, or I can get some opportunity to move my profession to higher level.
Nothing like that. Like if you will be exploited for that. So you are capable of
That people
working day
doesn't
and
know.
night, so you will
People
be
doesn't know
exploited.
about that
Better don't do
exploiting.
those things.
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
You won't be getting promotions working overtime. You'll be exploited.
Then you will get a divorce notice from your wife or the husband if you work late night. That's an important point.
Of course. So no reply. Even if you receive, don't reply. There are certain people
Mhm.
who have personal mobile numbers and official mobile numbers that goes totally switch off after working hours. You can't even
Yeah.
reach them out. So
Mhm.
I would
Yes.
appreciate those things. And so that is one digital boundary. One is setting no phone time, and one is not replying to work messages after work time. And third thing, what you can do is you need not expect everything shown on digital media. One thing you should
Mhm.
avoid, like it can be one or two. It just depends upon what you do not have to consume everything social media gives to you, and
Mm.
you need not. give all your time to social media. Like social media do not deserve all of your time, and you are not deserving for all of their content. Like sometimes that content is not even for you, so you need not give all your time and energy for that particular content. And social media doesn't deserve on your personal space. You need not show it off. Like you have to
Yeah.
set boundaries on what you show on social media and what you see on social media and what how much time you give for social media. That is what, like, social media doesn't deserve all of your time, and you do not have to be pushed to content yourself, like pull yourself with all the content. You need not. Once we see a lot of content, obviously we start connecting everything with our life. Okay, this will happen to me, this has happened to me. Even in personal lives, you make yourself available for a person. You never say no to them, you always say yes, even at your difficult times. Then they will not know your value. Obviously, you would have loved them the most, and you have never given a no to them. You always give them yes, and suddenly they won't even value your presence if you're always available. That is what
Yeah.
social media is like. If you keep yourself available on social media all the time, you will like just lose yourself at one point. You will not have your own structure. Like structure is not physical structure, your mindset. You will not have your own uh, personality. You will be someone else receiving all those contents.
Mm-hmm.
So you have
This
to
is
set
what
that boundary.
happen for some school children. They will be fined for some days when they sit with other children. What happened? They will be adapting to the same kind of character. For example, if my friend is doing always like this, he's scratching the head in the classroom. I'm just noticing it the one day, on the 10th day, on the 50th day. After that, suddenly it will come to me also. I will be doing the same kind of scratching. This I'm giving example. There are many mannerism people follow from the nearby and the closer one. For example, we can say our Tamil Nadu chief minister's friend. He usually walks like Vijay. He usually speaks like Vijay. I think so. You know, Mr. Sanjeev, his friend, actor. Yeah, there was a troll because he was speaking like Vijay and he was walking like Vijay. His mannerism is like also a Vijay. But in the open statement in the open media, he said, whenever you are along with your friends and whenever you are along with somebody else who is very close to you, you will have the same kind of mannerism. It is not that you are acting like them. It is already adapted to your body, and your mind will be doing the same what they are doing. So because you already has a kind of, I'm just treating him as very big guy. Okay, he is a very good actor, and how he has many fandom. So automatically, what happens? I will get the impression that he is my hero. I will do the same thing. The same thing happens to the school childrens also. Usually, I do the same when I sit along with my friends. If somebody is doing the same kind of mannerism, I will follow within 10 or 20 days, including the slang. Now, what I'm speaking, the Tamil, it is Tamil and English, whatever it is. So it is a slang which it is from the nearby person. It is not my own slang. If you can compare it, I think that there is a research study when we born from the childhood, and we are just moving to the school and we are going to the college. Our language and the style also it is changing because of somebody is influencing us. Okay,
Yes,
that's
of
the
course.
research it is going as.
We
The
get
same thing.
influenced without our knowing. We get
Yeah.
influenced, and sometimes even that happens to me. If I see a movie from other language, like if I see an English movie, then I start speaking a lot of English words in between Tamil. And if I watch a Malayalam
They will
movie,
add some unnecessary words also in between. What happens when I take class? No, after seeing this kind of series, the continuous series, suddenly it will come out the same kind of bad words. It's like it's like often happens to us though, right? It is not only somebody's mannerism, it is also like what you said, the digital influence. And if you see some movies, if you go some very big star movies, and that also it will be influenced to us, and we will do the same thing and the next day. It's Kathy, please continue.
Yes, that is what, like, even in the Malayalam movie, suddenly, those words, how, that those things come often
Mm.
in our talk. So that is it's habitual. That is what I'm saying. Have a digital boundary, or else you will lose your personality and you will adopt someone else.
Yes.
So you have to
Yeah.
have a digital boundary.
Yes, of course, Kathy. So now we are in the learning stage now. Okay, we need to learn to say no to somebody else. Please teach us how I can say no to somebody else, not hurting them directly. It can without doing some kind of they can think, okay, why he is saying no this time, and he's saying yes for the every time, and now it is the no. So what are some simple ways that you can teach us to say no without hurting others?
Okay, you have to actually see when it is no, you have to learn 3 rules about boundaries: gold, silver, and
Okay.
platinum rule. One is
Oh,
that the silver rule is you should not treat others the way you don't want to be treated.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
and the golden rule is treat others the way you want to be treated.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Little
The
bit of
platinum
confusing
rule is
because of the
treat others
gold and
the way
silver.
they want to be treated.
Mm-hmm. No. So can
So
you
when
just repeat the same thing to our audience, because it is going to complicate. Because you said like gold, silver, and the platinum, people will think, okay, today's gold rate is like 14,000 per gram. They will be thinking in some different kind. Can you just repeat the same thing from the lower grade to the higher grade?
one rule is
Mm.
you should not treat others the way you don't want to be treated. Like if I don't
Okay.
want that to happen to me, I should not do that to
Mhm.
someone else.
Yeah. Yes. Mm.
Okay. The next thing is if I want someone to respect me, I should respect others. So it is like treat others the way you want others to treat you.
Mm. Yeah.
The third rule is them as they like to be treated. Like if they want to be treated in that way, treat them the same way.
Mm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Here you will be able to just set your boundaries. You won't have the
Mm-hmm.
necessary to say no, because
Mm-hmm.
when you don't do something for someone, obviously, or when you don't ask something out, they will be hesitant to ask you out again for the same help.
Mm.
So if
Yes.
you don't want that to happen to you, you don't do that to anyone else. So they won't again be back to you once. So
Yeah.
that is one way to
Yes.
your
Agree with you.
asking. You can stop. Like if you don't
Mm-hmm.
do that, they won't ask. Okay, he will never do that. Why asking him? Waste of time. So through your actions, you stop even that question of asking you out. Okay.
Okay.
The next thing is say no directly and just tell
Mm-hmm.
them like your words and the phrases only matters a lot. It is every
Mm.
time it is only no, but situations and the words matters. Like for example, your mother is asking you out. Shall we go out today for a beach? But you have already planned a movie and you have bought a ticket. So you should just tell her, I already have one ticket. If I don't go, the ticket money will be wasted. It
Yes.
is that
Mm-hmm.
way you can say no. It is not like, no, I'm going for a beach. I will not be able to come with you. Like, I'm going for a
Mm-hmm.
movie. I won't be able to accompany you today. It is not, I
Mm-hmm.
won't, I can't. Depends. Like, I won't do it is different. I can't do it is different. I won't in the
Yes.
sense you're not willing to do it. I can't in the sense
Mm-hmm.
you're not able to do it. So your
Mm-hmm.
word phrase is only everything is no, but the words you frame is only going to make the difference. So this is one just simple example. or you're asking, as I said earlier, okay, this can be completed, but I already have lots of work, so what should I prioritize first? That is one way of saying no.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is out of my working time, so I can't, I have all the other commitments which I can't cancel. So that is
Yeah.
another way of just saying I can't, I won't, no, I won't do. So, and if someone is
Giving a
asking,
short
can you do this work
explanation
for me?
about giving a short explanation, it will not be like a very big explanation to somebody else to say why I'm saying no repeatedly. I'm saying no. This is the explanation. So we can give in a small short note or a short sentence to easily they can understand why I am saying no, right?
Yes, of course. Let us
Mm,
know is thanks for appreciate. You should appreciate. Okay, I thank you for
mm,
thinking of me for that work, but currently I'm hooked up with some other work. So
mm,
you
mm.
obviously don't say no to them for choosing
Okay.
you, but you say I am already hooked up with some other work, so it will take time. So that is one kind of
Mm,
no. So the way you
okay.
say no is only every time it is no, but saying it, framing it without hurting is the art or speaking skills you have to develop.
Mm, mm, mm.
That's
Understood.
what.
So these are all the things we can follow, and this will help us to prevent people think like I'm selfish and I'm ego. That's why he's saying no to the works. So this can help us, no?
Being selfish is not a big crime. Actually, you should be somewhat selfish. Then only you will
So
care
this
for
is what is
yourself.
said in the boundaries. So if we
Yes,
understand the boundaries correctly, so that is not called as ego, right?
yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Kathy, for this thing. And we came to the till end without finishing with the rapid fire. This podcast will not be end up. So I'm just putting up two questions to you. So one word you associate with the healthy boundaries. Can you frame it in a single word or some single short sentence?
Okay. Respect. What respect? Either self-respect
Mm,
or respect for others. That is what sets your
okay.
boundary. If you respect yourself, you won't give your time,
Mhm.
you won't give your money, you won't give your energy waste for
Mhm.
someone else. If you respect
Okay.
others, you will also respect their boundary. You will not exploit
Mhm.
others.
Okay, that's good. So the self-respect, and I need to respect myself and the opposite person also. Then this will not be happen. Okay. So now tell me, you will say no or you will compromise for the particular thing.
Okay.
Don't say it depends upon the situation, please. You say only anything else. Anyone.
Depends upon the situation. Mostly compromise. We are
Hmm.
brought up like that. It's mostly compromise because we only compromise with persons. We are not able to say no, right? So depends on
Hmm.
the situation, depends on my energy, depends on my time, everything depends on my mood. Sometimes I may not be in the mood to help them out due to a
Yes.
conflict.
Hmm.
So it's obviously no then. And after
Yeah.
every no, you need not go and speak to them. You need not explain yourself. You just give them the
Hmm.
pause and silence to process it. Oh my God, he said no. If he says like that, you need not go and just explain yourself to them. So, no, in the
Hmm.
sense, no. You want to compromise, compromise. It depends on the situation. It depends on the person opposite to you. If it is
Yeah.
obviously my mother, I have to compromise. If it is someone who I don't know, then no.
Hmm. It is not necessary. Yes, right. You said correctly that if somebody is not known to me, it is obviously I can say no to them. It is not any. I don't have any kind of involvement with them in future, or else people will say to unknown people also you need to say yes. So it is very difficult to manage everybody in the same single day because we have only 24 hours in a day where you need to sleep at least 6 to 8 hours, and remaining it is all obviously you will be wasting time in the digital media for 6 to 8 hours, and another 8 hours it is like your work schedule, right? So it is very difficult to say yes and no in some situation. How you said like we can't say no to everybody else, we can compromise it. So that is a kind of conclusion, I think so, because it's very difficult initially. If I say no to you, if I say no to my family members, if I know say no to somebody else in the office. Yeah, right. Thank you so much, Kathy. It was a fantastic session. We learned more thing about how to say no. The people will think it is a negative word, but actually it is not negative. It is negative for if you say yes to somebody else. If you say no for the particular situation. So I will not say that yes and no, it is extremely bad and extremely good. It depends upon the way how you are communicating. It depends upon the way how you are prioritizing your work. If the work it is given to me today, I need to handle a 6 to 8 patient. Okay, I'm just going to handle it today morning itself. I know. But after 2 p.m., you have a another reason. Okay, you need to continue with the B shift. So that time you can think whether you can say no or yes, because your shift time already ended, right? So thank you so much. Do you want to add any point here, Kathy?
Of course, I spoke a lot about boundaries, I know, but uh, when it comes to me, the true me, I haven't said no. Mostly, I said yes, and I regret it often afterwards, as I said in the
That's what
initial.
I that's what I get this question the second topmost level as in the VC's connect.
So, but that is not the case every time, right? Because in my
Mm.
initial days of work, it was always yes. But as days passed, I learned how to say no. That is why I'm
Mm.
confidently speaking about
Because
no.
you already adapted with that environment and the situation, and you know how to handle it. That's why. If
Yes.
you are shifting to the another, for example, you resigned from one college now, and you are going to join in one hospital or other college. Initially, it is very difficult for you to say no, right? So
No,
for
no,
a
I
one
say no.
month,
First cause I will say no because I learned already. If I say yes
okay.
from the beginning, then I will be like exploit. So I will learn to say no at the very first beginning even.
Because you
I can give
learn to say
one
no.
example. One
Mm,
example.
yeah.
If a daughter-in-law newly gets married and goes to a home, she starts
Mm,
doing all her work without her mother-in-law assigning it. She cooks,
okay.
she cleans everything, everything. But all of a sudden she gets tired, and after
Mm,
2 or 3 years, if she steps in, she will be exhausted. She might think,
mm.
"Oh my God, my
That
mother-in-law is not
time,
helping
husband
me.
will come and put tea and coffee to the wife, right?
My sister-in-law will not help me at all." So if that thought
Mm.
comes after 3 years, you can't go and ask them help because initially you only trained them to be
Yes.
like that. Okay. So this is what when you step foot in the first day, you learn to say no.
Okay, that's good thing that you said to us with along with the funny example, and thank you so much for this. And see, everybody can say yes and no. That depends upon their own thing. But people will think saying no, it's a kind of selfishness. If you say yes to all, what happened is you are just saying bye bye to your self-esteem, self-respect, and everything else. You will not get any time at the future. You will regret at least for a 1 minute, for a 2 minute, that why I said yes to this work, because it happens to everybody else. People with family or without family, that doesn't go with the matter, because if you're going to a work with family or without family, also what happens, you will be returning back to your home and you need to do your own work and you need to sleep at least for 6 to 8 hours. It is very difficult for you. Saying yes sometimes, okay, fine. It is not for the every time. So that's what Kathy said. If I'm just moving to a new hospital or the college, there I'm not going to say yes for all. I will also incorporate no at the initial stage so that they know about the Kathy. Okay, what kind of thing, what kind of work she can do, and how we can get a work from her. So this is what it is happening. So this is a kind of strategy you need to follow it every time. And setting up a boundaries, initially it is difficult. If you set a correct boundary that works, and people will give a respect to you. Why? Because one of my colleague, uh, we will create a schedule, Kathy. It's 8 hours of training session, and the people will give me 45 minutes of a schedule to speak and to do a demonstration. But what happens? Sometimes we will speak a lot in our session, and it will extend more than 1 hour or 1.5 hours sometimes. So, but one of my previous company colleague, what he will do is he will keep agenda in hand and he will set a timer. So that is a kind of boundary. You're creating a boundary that the second member who are coming to your that particular next to 45 minutes need to take 45 minutes. Because of you, they should not think, okay, my session it is going to be 20 minutes or the 30 minutes. So now what Kathy gave example like gold, silver, and platinum works here. So if you are going to touch their time in future, they will touch your time now. So this will happen at every. This is an example you can correlate with every single day and single time what you are doing, and if you are not setting a boundary correctly there. So this is what from our side. So it is not only for the nursing; it is for all profession. Setting a good boundary, healthy boundary, it's important. Setting a boundary in all matters will create some problem when you're going to bond or when you're doing a relationship with other person. Okay. Thank you. And this is a special episode, I think so, saying no to somebody else because on this particular Independence Day. And happy Independence Day once again to all and to Cathy also. And we will start something new from this particular day because people think putting some effort from the day one of the year, the Jan 1, it's not like that. Many people have struggled a lot and they gave their own family and their own life to get independence to our India. Then only it is called as Republic of India. Until then, it was like ask your grandfather and grandmother how it was when before 1947. We could not really survive in that particular period. Now we are telling, I'm not getting a good shirt, I'm not getting a good pant, I'm not getting a good hairstyle. The people who lived before 1947, they doesn't have to have a single container to drink a good water. They doesn't have a good place to stay in a particular room, or they don't have any privacy that day. People serve in that particular bad situation. Why not you and me? That's our single questions to you. And if you have any doubts about this creating a boundaries, obviously you can put a comment in our YouTube this channel and this particular video. We will be replying back to you, and we will meet again in the next Saturday at the same 7 p.m. Hopefully, it will be 7 p.m. This is our first decision, like from this Independence Day. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you so much for all for listening this 1 hour of not 1 hour, 1.12 minutes of podcast. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Bye, Kathy.
Bye.